I'm in the town of Franklin, Tennessee, and I'm going to do this backwards. The city cemetery is over there, and this guy donated 7 acres here to add to it, so I'm already on the side of the cemetery. But there's no one other than the local people who are buried here that are famous. So I just like going to old cemeteries, and I'm just going to go through here and just cruise through the cemetery. It's been here for over 100 years. So I hope you enjoy seeing the cemetery here. A lot of them were Civil War people who died during the Battle of Franklin. Some died later, but most of them were, of course, Confederate, because it's Tennessee. Most of it's Confederates. So I hope you just enjoy the cemetery. So here's a family here. The Campbells. Don't know who they are, but let's just check this thing out right here. Confederate soldiers. I'm not doing it just for the Confederacy, but it's just a Civil War history. This is an unknown soldier. They don't know if it's Confederate or Union, but they did find a tunic, the jacket, with Union buttons on it. So they're thinking it could be a Union, but they're not sure. So unknown Civil War soldier is here. Now this is interesting. I'm not going to read the whole thing. But there's a Cynthia Graham McEwen. The last thing they put down there, that she died Thursday at 10:45 a.m. Exactly the time. 74 years of age, and he put a model wife. Now that's something, a model wife. I love that. I love it. Now here we are in Tennessee. Here's one that was in the Union Army, Lieutenant Colonel George Grumman, 14th Michigan Infantry. So you do have the Union Army here also. Now this is where John Marsman, he's the one on the sign that says that donated the 7 acres of land to the city to be buried. This is the family plot of his family that donated the land. And this is pretty well preserved, and they're trying to preserve more of it. There's a lot of headstones that are broken, but they seem to be trying to fix them, and it just takes a lot of money. But this is one of the cemeteries I've seen that's really, the headstones have really lasted longer than most other places, and they just got through mowing the lawns, so they still take care of the lawns. There's another Union soldier here, but he died later on. But if you see that kind of cross, like right there's quite a few of them. That's Confederate, but being from Tennessee here, then most likely there'll be more Confederates than Unions. I love graveyards because they're history. All these people here, majority of them died in late 1800s. Some of them are early 1900s, except for these 4 people right there. 1980, 60, 82, 66, 99. They're the newest one I've seen. Now for the city cemetery of Franklin. It says right here, in honor of the revolutionary soldiers buried here, and the 1, 2, the 4 of them that were buried here from the Revolutionary War. Wow, for a small cemetery, man, it's massive, the amount of graves they have here. And I'm sure, like where I'm staying right here, where there's no headstones, I bet there's graves here that aren't marked. Now let's go find the Revolutionary War soldiers. I've always wondered, when they have things like this where they're above the ground, if their bodies are in there or in the ground. Because in New Orleans they're above ground because of the water table, but here the water table's the same. So a lot of these are open, so evidently I think they buried them for some reason, built this outside thing above the grave. They got quite a few of them in this cemetery here. These are the Revolutionary War soldiers that they were talking about right up front, which is, yeah, the Revolutionary War soldiers. You don't find too many of them. These, you know, you further away you get away from where the fighting was, like Virginia, South Carolina, the Boston, New York area. But here they are, right here. Well, there you have it. The Franklin Cemetery here. And the other one over here, across the street from each other.